Hi, Max. This is Vincent Stimpanzee, as my alias. What I'm going to be doing is I'm making a little tutorial video just to help see if we can get that quality, your video quality, up to where it should be. Um, the thing with using these cameras and stuff, I mean, like one checkbox is not clicked on or one setting is wrong, it'll mess up the whole process. So what I'm going to do is just kind of go through the whole thing from start to finish, and hopefully we'll kind of source out the problems and be able to fix them, because I know the camera should be able to record really well, and it should be able to upload HD videos to YouTube. So I guess I'll go ahead and get started. So this is the camera itself. You've probably gotten pretty used to it by now. I like this image because it shows the front and all the buttons, so I'm going to be using this to kind of explain the menu system and everything. So first thing we're going to check out is make sure that you're recording in HD in 720p. 720p is like perfect resolution for HD for now. It'll do 1080i, but 720p is perfect for YouTube, and it should definitely improve the quality. To make sure you're recording in 720p, you want to use these two buttons down here to select your record settings. The camera has many. Let's see. Yeah, we have 1080p, 720p for 60 frames a second, which is probably too fast for what we're doing. 720p, which is at 30 frames a second typically. That's the one we're going to be using. WVGA, which is standard and still for pictures, of course. So when the camera's on and you're about to record, you want to be using these select buttons to scan through the recording modes. They'll probably go in order, and eventually on the screen it'll show the capture mode. And once this is 720p, you know for sure that you're recording in 720p. The funny thing is that they put those buttons right next to the record button, it seems, so it could be really easy to accidentally hit one of those and just switch to something else that we don't want to use. So keep in mind which recording quality capture mode you're going to be in before you hit the record button, and make sure you just kind of eye it while you're recording to make sure it hasn't changed. Okay, so next thing we have to address is the audio, which I noticed was really low, and unfortunately pissed off some people. I know it can be frustrating to try and get some information out of video and not be able to hear it. So the camera records audio pretty well from what I've heard in other YouTube videos. Since the water is since the camera is underwater capable, it's not as good as a microphone as some of the other cameras, but it should still be adequate. One thing you can do to adjust the volume of the actual record, which is important, you want to go under the menu button, which is the little wrench and gear, and it'll come up with this menu, and you're going to want to select over to the microphone gain. And this is going to come up with a little menu. It should look like a little a bar, and you'll want to turn that up all the way, because it'll pick up audio a little bit easier, and it'll probably amplify it in the actual recorded video. So if that's turned up all the way, we can definitely fiddle around with it more in Movie Maker if it's too quiet, but if we max it out, it should be close enough. Theoretically, there could be something wrong with the camera, or something else with the recording. If this doesn't work and we have to adjust it in Movie Maker, that's okay, as long as the video that we post to YouTube is fine. That's I mean, you do what you gotta do. Video editing and digital artistry is all about kind of doing with what you have. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up Movie Maker. So I'm gonna go in the search bar, Movie Maker. Alright, so I'm gonna assume that this is the one you have. If you have XP, or if you're running like a different version, let me know. This is the standard one that's out right now. It should have been installed with the camera and everything. If you're not using Movie Maker, I would highly suggest it. It's really easy. You can download it for free, of course. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you how to export an HD video. So I'm going to go under my Explorer window, and I'm going to select removable disk, which is actually my phone. And I'm going to find a video that I captured a little earlier in 720p, just for this video. So I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna drag it to the desktop so I know where it is. It's always a good idea to make backups of all your files, especially if they're important to you, because hard drives fail and things can be deleted, and it's really frustrating to lose that stuff. Alright, so here it is on my desktop. There's a couple ways you can bring it into Movie Maker. You can either drag and drop it, or you can click here in the browse, find it wherever you have it, select it, and bring it in. To make sure that this video that you recorded is in HD, we'll have to, well, actually it's a good idea to check this first, just to make sure that the camera isn't doing something weird once you pull it onto your computer. Sorry if I'm explaining this a little wacky. I'm not really a good teacher, I would say, but I'm alright. So here we go. So after you've dragged your video from the camera to your computer for editing, you want to right click it and go to Properties. So that's right click and Properties at the bottom, and we're going to go to the Details tab, and what it should say is under Video Frame Width 1280 by frame height 720. So that's basically confirming that it's in 720p. If it's something else, if it's lower than these numbers, then that's a problem. If it's higher than these numbers, that's a problem, but it's not as bad. Ideally 720p. If you're recording and it saved it properly and you pull it onto your desktop, it should say this. So we're going to go back to Movie Maker and drag my file in here. This is just the basement where I work. And of course, you know probably how to edit the video. Under video editing tools, you can split again, delete stuff, you know, whatever you normally do for video editing. You know, go ahead and do all that stuff. The exporting part is the actual difficult part, because there's a lot of options and everything, and you gotta know which one to choose. So once you're done editing your video, you're completely done. You want to go over here into Save Movie. You can use these share tools technically, but I wouldn't suggest it. They make it a little bit more difficult, even though it's meant to be easy. So you want to go under the Save Movie, and since the video that we recorded was in 720p, the recommended, which is always at the top, should be 1280 by 720, which is 720p again. If it's not, or if recommended for this project isn't listed, or something is going wacky, you want to scroll down and find something that says for 720p. For Zune, bitrate, it changes different stuff, but basically we just want the resolution to be there. Windows 7 tablet, that's fine too, 720p. Oh, before I forget, if the audio is really quiet still, we can fix that within Movie Maker under the waveform. I think. Sorry, I didn't prepare for the audio boost. Interesting. Okay, well, if the audio is still quiet, I'll do another tutorial to show you how to boost audio another way. I'm sure that there should be a way within Movie Maker to do it, but I don't want to waste your time in this video. So back to exporting. You find your settings, so either the recommended at 1280 by 720 or HD 720, any of these. And you want to save it to a place where you have access to it again. And this will be the video that gets uploaded to YouTube, so I'll call it test tube. Save file type. This is can sometimes be important, but the default MPEG-4 H2.64 is what YouTube uses. It's completely fine. So you save that out, and of course it'll take a few minutes to basically convert the video. I have a super speedy computer, so it's gonna do this really quickly. It could take, I mean, when I was using older computers, it would take hours for some videos. Alright, and I'll let you know when it's done. So once it is completely done, you'll want to play it. I have a video player called VLC, so it looks like this. I'm going to go into full screen.
This is a test video.
And
this is a test video.
Me being a derp talking in the background. And you can see that it's HD quality once again. So this was done correctly, and it doesn't look janky or anything. So to double check or whatever, to see that the final video is in the right format and everything, we'll do the same thing with importing the videos. We'll do the right click properties, and under the details tab check that it's 1280 by 720p or 720. So this is an HD video. We recorded in HD, edited in HD, exported in HD. So this is basically lossless, which is what we want. There is some compression being done within Movie Maker, which is fine. Sometimes YouTube, I know they were strict in the past about how much memory you could use and quality and other stuff, but they've pretty much become really lenient nowadays, and you can upload anything you want so long as it's under, I think, 100 megabytes, which is equivalent to, like, I think at least 20 minutes of HD video at 720p. If the video that you've exported in HD is too large, what we can do is go back under the export settings, so you'll have to re-export it. And you can do something like website settings, which change the bit rate, which is basically the quality but not the resolution. and that'll make it a smaller file that you can upload to YouTube, which it'll accept. I can't imagine you having to do this because your videos aren't, you know, over a half hour long in most cases. If it does happen, let me know, or give these settings a couple of tries. And if HD isn't working at all, you can always do standard definition, other stuff. Basically, just give this a try, and if you have any questions, let me know. And if this doesn't work, we'll try and figure something out, because by all means it should work. And HD is definitely really nice to see in YouTube nowadays. So I guess that's about it. Of course, you'd go into YouTube and upload this specific video, and you'd make sure that you'd select the HD properties within YouTube. I suppose I can go ahead and do that real quick just to make sure there's no more curveballs that they throw. So under Upload, select a file from my computer or my desktop. I know it's called Test YouTube. Open it. It starts uploading it immediately. Advanced settings. Coding. No, it should be all good. So I think once it's finished uploading, it'll realize it's in 720p, and what it'll do is just automatically give that as a playable option. I hope this video has been helpful. If not, you know, I'm free most days. Just send me an email and I can usually whip up something really fast. I have a lot of experience with video editing, cameras, and all sorts of digital stuff. I can figure out most problems, and usually the problems that with digital video editing and all that are solvable. It's just usually convoluted, complicated, not a lot of fun to look up and fix, but it's totally worth it. So see, now I don't have to babble anymore. So I'm going to assume that this is going to be in 720p once it's done. I'll stop recording and then see if this works. I'm going to actually be doing the whole process we just did to edit my video for this video tutorial, and should be working just fine. Well, I guess that'll be it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope it helps. Have a good one.